Well, I'm going to leave this in the podcast now, obviously. I mean, what do you actually mean you've found a better podcast? I mean, I know the pay's pretty much non-existent, but we knew that was what we were doing when we were coming into this point. Where are you going anyway? At least tell me that.
Sorry, mate.
Fair play. Hello and welcome to the 26th episode of the Talking Wednesday podcast. And Jake is coming home.
Oh, it's got to, hasn't it?
It's coming home. I mean, it's probably not, but it's coming home, and I'm happy. We're in a final.
If it comes home at the end of the day, it'll be the first time in our lifetimes that we'll have seen England in a final of a major tournament. So let's just enjoy it and soak it in.
That's what I'm doing. That's why the podcast is coming to you a day early. I said it might be Friday or Saturday. It's actually going to come out Saturday. I'm going to do all my editing on it Friday, even the breakouts, the lot. I'm not doing anything this weekend. It should be a bank holiday on Monday. What are they playing at? Putting it on a 8 o'clock on a work night, mate.
It's not even like we have to be prepared for watching it in a different country. It's at Wembley.
Well, usually me and Soph get up quite early on a Monday, so we can both get to work in decent time. I've said sack that off. We're not sacking work off, just saying, but sack that off because we're just. I'll travel. We'll do all the travel-y bits we have to do after work, and I'll just somehow get through the day.
Well, you seen what come out today is saying that Johnson has asked anyone that can have a flexible work thing, could they please let them just come in early, come in later even. I mean,
I think they should shut all schools, close all banks, bank holiday, mate.
Got to be bank holiday. Off. It's got to be signed off like something too for 2 years in advance.
Nah, just nobody turn up.
Well, my mate had the idea of saying, right, because we know everything can open up on the 19th apparently and everything. Why don't we just go into a little national lockdown to get absolutely hammered, and then we'll open everything back up, and then you can forget about your breading.
Well, we're recording this the day after the semi-final, and I got an email the last night, just before it kicked off, going, oh, we don't need you in the morning for this thing. And usually I'd go, oh, that's a shame. This time I was like, get in! Because when I woke up this morning, it was hot. I was still sweating out beer and pizza. I was still buzzed, so it was quite nice to only have to go in the afternoon and just be like, right, cool, I'm not in.
I had to do
ridiculous.
Quite a celebration, so I didn't wake the daughter up, so...
Yeah, that's fair. That is fair.
To be fair, it's been a hell of a week because, again, we've had to give her another COVID test this week. All negative, thankfully.
Lateral flows, not PCRs.
No PCR.
All right.
It was a PCR because we got to get to the doctors, and before you can get them to the doctors, they need to know you're not got COVID. It has.
They don't know, and they don't accept lateral flows. Interesting.
Yep.
I mean, to be fair, they only are 66% accurate. You could have it and still pass a lateral flow.
But how's your week been, apart from it coming home?
Oh, mate, it's coming home is the be-all and end-all, really, isn't it? It's busy.
I do feel like the 90s music has suddenly just come back all of a sudden.
Yeah. We should probably talk about this off podcast, actually, before I actually get your agreement on it. But going off, my end of sort of August, early September plans, we might have to move the podcast date. And the reason I'm saying this early in advance is because people have said how much they love it becoming part of their Sunday routine. Obviously, it's on a Saturday today.
Yeah.
But they're like, I love it part of my Sunday routine, and I'd love to keep it on the weekends. But to keep it relevant, we might have to push it to something like a Tuesday and record it on a Monday night going forward in September. I need to confirm the details with you there, but it might become sort of a midweek podcast because that way we can talk about the football, just because I'm taking on pretty much a lot of work, and I'm going to be working a lot.
Dexy pretty much killing himself to buy a house
for the next year. Yeah, pretty much for the next year. I'm doing what I can with it, and I'm sort of I've been doing bits over this year, but I'm sort of really going for it. I've accepted some more stuff.
Welcome to adulthood.
But I've kind of set myself that year to do it all, and I'll probably burn out a little bit. And then I'll look at probably reducing some stuff after the year. But I don't want the podcast to go away. But obviously, that's going to add, with all the work I do to it, that's going to add to the burnout. So I'm just like, okay, we'll.
We've got to do it so Deck doesn't get burnt out and that I don't give him any more grey hairs. Even though, look at that sodding thing.
I don't think it'll pick up on camera. I can't even see it over Zoom right now.
Okay, it's picking up on the OBS, though, yeah.
Okay, lovely. Why don't you just pull it?
I don't want to.
Live on camera.
I've been
Yank
growing
it out.
this beard
right
for
now.
a hell of a long time.
Right
No,
now.
it's
Pull
staying.
that singular grey hair out. Right
It's
now.
staying.
Coward. Right, okay, let's go to a bit of housekeeping reviews. So we've had one review this week, 5-star review from Dankathon 1000. I swear I've read a Dankathon before, but it's a new review.
We have, but hey, we'll have it.
As of, well, it was the 6th of July, so this is a quality podcast. Well, the title is perfect for any SWFC fan. This is a quality podcast for any Sheffield Wednesday fan. All the important news that I want to keep up to date with. Keep up the good work, lads. Thank you very much for that. Please do leave us 5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts. That would help us out with the audio rankings. I may even learn to pronounce
your name properly, but I'm not very good at doing it with the actual players we've got now, so good luck.
Yeah, definitely.
I have noticed that in the late Mo thing in the comments recently.
People have been bullying, yeah.
Jake learned to pronounce the names. It's like,
it's like you're the Talking Wednesday toddler that does really well, and the comment section decides to reward you for it. You know, and they're like, oh my God, look at him. He took his first steps. He pronounced a name. That's literally you right now.
Oh, that's gotta go on a shirt.
Pretty much, yeah. People have been asking us about merch as well.
We had some ideas this week as well, didn't we?
We did, but I don't want to be like, buy your t-shirts. I don't really want. But people have been actually asking for us to do. If we do it, I want to make them good. I don't want them to make them crap.
You got to be good quality.
Good quality. They've got to be actually decent. Something I'd want to wear, basically.
Yeah,
so
I hear Sheffield Wednesday are not making club t-shirts anymore. Shall we have to elevate?
Well, I was actually thinking, right. That ties in quite nicely. Before we get to the England topic, we'll start with this today because this conversation goes into it. So it's from the community tab. Andy F writes in, member of the channel. You can support us too by clicking join below. Says, what do you think about the shirts Wednesday were wearing in the Celtic game? I hope that's not going to be the official kit for this year. Right. We've had quite a few writings about this kit.
I've seen this a lot.
It literally said it's a pre-release kit. Do you know why it's a pre-release kit? Because it's an Google blue and white Macron kit.
Yeah, it's an off-the-shelf
It's a £23 shirt, right? Yeah. Do you know what I thought of doing? I thought, we can make Talking Wednesday shirts out of those Macron shirts and that'd be a laugh.
That's not bad.
Get some embroidery, stitch them on. You know, we've said that now. That'll be done by someone else.
To be fair, I kind of do like them to a point, but at the same time, the amount of people say, I don't like that kit, I'm not buying that. Read what it said in the release. We are wearing pre-season kit, which are getting auctioned off to Macron and Sheffield Wednesday charity. We're actually doing something nice and good and giving the money away.
We are. So I'm just saying though, the stitch job was so bad on those badges, and
I don't even think I
to be honest, what I would do is either do the auction, but if you can't do the auction, stick on a Wednesday badge to one of those Macron shirts and donate to charity. That's probably what you could also do.
I will be very interested to see if we get the We're All Wednesday somewhere or something like that, because a lot of the other clubs have got like the little logo, little sayings on the shirts, like on the back of the collar or something. Also, it'll be interesting those front shirt sponsors this year, because the rumour is it's not Chancery.
Well, yeah, we're obviously going to talk about finances and things like that, but sponsorships do play a part. If you think my audio is a little bit worse today, it might have a bit of a I'm in a room with a fan on it. It's because I've got a fan on behind me because it's so hot. We're recording this after 7 o'clock and it's still
20 degrees.
So hot. Yeah. Pretty much. I think my office actually currently is like 24. So
our little bedroom 27.
Yeah, my car today at work was 32. I've got a black car. Bad idea. All black interior.
Oh dear.
Sun hits that. I'm just like, okay, this is basically. I genuinely the other day, I got into it. It was 36 degrees. I was like, this is a sauna. I'm sitting in a sauna.
One way,
right?
if one way your car saying, "I'll help you lose some weight if you want."
Yeah, all right.
While you drive.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
To be fair,
yeah.
I actually know somebody who did that, and they lost a hell of a lot of weight.
Well, the thing is, it's just water weight if you lose it that way, and that's great for like the temporary, but it's not. It's not the best way to do it. It's good, but like it's good if you're doing like shoot when we've done stuff before. If I've been doing camera work, you go in saunas, you get very hot, and you dehydrate, and and it's not healthy, but it's good for temporarily stuff. And saunas are probably one of the best ways to do it. So anyway, let's talk about it coming home.
Oh yeah,
and this is going up before the Euros because I just want a weekend of drinking.
How nervous were you before this game? Because I actually wasn't. I actually felt quite comfortable that we might actually do something here.
No, for Denmark, I actually worried that it was going to be typical England in a semi-final because I was worried. I was getting worried about I thought we'd lose it roughly. I thought we'd have some sort of injustice because the way it's been happening is everybody in the media's been saying there's no way England could lose this, and I was like, stop. The ITV commentators were making me want to claw my eyes out because they kept trying to jinx it.
The ITV pundit just was like, we're not there yet. It's a semi-final. We're not there yet.
I think the punditry team on the ITV is pretty good because they've got Keane, Neville. Who else? Right. Got? Right, yeah. Keane, Neville, right, and then I don't even remember the actual presenter's name.
No, it's not Mark Pugac, is it?
I don't know. But the actual commentary team, just bring back Clive. What's wrong with Clive?
Yep.
You know? I'm warm. I'm really warm.
I tell you something though. That free kick they took was pretty clever in terms of how they did it, how they played it. But I felt really sorry.
I felt it was going in. When it was lining up, I was like, that's in.
Well, you watch the replay, you're like, if Kane was an inch taller, if Pickford was an inch taller, they doesn't go in.
Yeah, and I've got to say, the Danish story, yes, it's lovely, but I actually like, for somebody who's very much about, I love other countries. I'm very much like
the traveller,
you know, yeah. But I'm like, and I'm usually the one that gets the like, I'm with the flag waving. I'm a little bit, all right. Do you know what I mean? But I have hated some of the bitterness I have seen towards England that's made me just go, it's coming home. 3 lions on the shirt. Get those Union flags out. Not Union flags. Get those St. George's flags out. Sorry. Everywhere.
You're going to cause some problems saying that, mate.
Well, it was a slip of the tongue. Yeah. It was a slip of the tongue. But to be fair, have you seen people doing that, though? Going, come on, England, and using the Union flag? And I'm like,
well, what?
Right.
To be fair, the fact that we didn't drop our heads and we just went for it again was it's an England team I'm not used to seeing. It's an England team that's still got that fight. And I said it to my missus today that I think a lot of this England team is very relatable because they're just lads who grew up in the estate. You hear all the stories coming out, how they've all got working class backgrounds.
I love what this team represents. I love their messaging.
I can't remember who it was, but one of the lads turned around and said, The camp's awesome because it just feels like a lad's holiday just with a bit of work. I'm like, that's awesome.
Yeah, no, I love everything this team stands for. I love everything everything the English national team stands for at the minute is everything this country should stand for.
Yeah,
and I love to see it bringing people together.
Penalty or no penalty.
Everyone's going to be against it. Right, here's the thing. Let's talk about that, okay? I think it was a soft penalty in the modern game that gets given, and that's why it wasn't a clear and obvious error and it wasn't overturned, even though I said on Twitter I think that gets overturned, right? But it wasn't a free kick for the Danish goal.
No. It also wasn't a yellow card for Harry Maguire.
That's doing my nut. Yeah, exactly. That's doing my nutting. How are you meant to jump for a header? You're not meant to like. Arm. That was a stupid yellow card. The free kick was soft. It was about as soft as Raheem's dive. He didn't dive, actually, by the way. He was going full pelt.
The momentum just went with him.
He was going full pelt, and there was a touch. So I could see why it was given.
The thing I got is that we've been calling for years, let's have some kind of help with penalties offside. We get it, and it seems like it only seems to work properly in a major European or World Cup championship.
I just find it ridiculous, the argument going, oh, yeah, well, you've always been moaning about cheating, and you've cheated, and you're actually going to take pride in that. Do you know what?
Sorry.
Sod off.
Sod off. Germany. That was well over the line.
Germany.
Finally
Maradona.
Yeah.
Right? Ronaldo's wink. All the stuff. Do you know what I mean? And they weren't talking about it at the time. It's just the English that were outraged. If we get a little bit of luck, fine. But can I also say, without the luck, we're still winning that 1-0 because they shouldn't have had a free kick.
Yeah. And to be fair, the way we just got back in and got that first goal, it just there's a determination in this team that's like, let's put all the ego to one side. Let's play together. Let's just have fun. Because what you got to remember, that is a team that's Gareth Southgate's lads when he was a youth under 23s himself. Most of them played for him already. Then you've got the new generation, your Foden's, Sancho, Mount, right, who have all played together in the under 23s, just popping in and working. It's such a nice balance. And when he took Grealish off, I was like, he's got a plan here. He's got a plan. Yeah. Like I don't even question that. Like a lot of people were doing.
I can see why people did, but I was like, do you know what? It does make, because here's the thing, you get some stick. If any Leeds fans watching this straight away will stick. I thought I was going to get Leeds fans coming for me on Twitter, to be honest, because I thought I said it about Rice as well, but I thought early in the game, for a large part of it, I thought Phillips and Declan Rice were chasing shadows in that midfield. I thought they weren't being able to get a grip on it so much, and they were losing possession. They were just chasing it round, and I felt as the second half, we got to the second half, I felt like we needed Henderson. You know, I felt like we needed one of them off. I didn't mind which one, to be honest.
He didn't blink. He's like, right, let's take it to extra time, and then I'll make my subs. You though, you're knackered. We're not going to be knackered.
I was still crapping myself going into those last 10 minutes when it was 1-1.
Same.
I was like, this is where they get the winner.
The thing is, you saw those celebrations, but we didn't over-celebrate, which I like, because we're like, there's still another job to be done. Yeah, we over-celebrate, and bless him, Foden looked like he was about to burst into tears, and his haircut doesn't help.
No,
Have you seen the meme going around that so he photoshopped Miley Cyrus's head on his body?
Yes, I have. Yes. Yeah, he did look like he had the cholesterol and the blood pressure of a 65-year-old man who has red wine on the cornflakes when he was celebrating. But
and I have read today we are being investigated for the booing of the national anthem. Please stop doing that. No other country does it. Laser pen.
I realised that yesterday. I watched the other semi-final. There was booing of the national anthem on that, but because it was at Wembley, I wouldn't be surprised if it was our fans that were in there doing that.
Yeah, laser pen at Michael.
Yeah,
bit out of order,
I did like Schmeichel getting his words eaten though. Oh, has it ever come home?
Oh, yeah.
And then the Scots coming out of nowhere going, oh, it was actually invented in. I didn't realise Sheffield was in Scotland. Right, by the way, you know, first professional team was.
It's not like Doncaster where Doncaster hasn't been given back yet. Don't worry.
It's all the Scots I saw coming out.
All the wealth.
I was like, if we're talking about actually kicking a ball around. Weren't it like the ancient... There was something ancient in Maya or something I might be getting the air around where they kicked around heads as sport.
Yes.
So if you want to go back to the oranges of football...
You are a dissident. We will now play football with your head. Oh, look, you've got a lovely goal with Callum.
Exactly. But actual football...
And if you call Callum, I apologise. That's the only name that came into my head.
It's coming home.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway, the final, I think it's going to be... I'm not going to be like...
That is Italy defence. If you get behind them, like Spain did, and we've got finishers in our squad, there's a chance.
Oh, I think we can beat Italy, but I also think Italy can beat us. I think it's a very open game.
It's going to be a good final. I'm actually looking forward
either that
to it.
or we're going to cancel each other out. But I think no matter what happens, and I don't want to predict it. I don't want to
do any predictions.
Yeah, but I just want to enjoy it. And you know what? No matter what, it's a success for England. It's our
I'm
first final.
I'm going to be watching it with family that I've not seen in over a year. So
I actually got a couple of emails going, so you still want a ticket? I didn't then respond going, how much do you want for it? Because it would have probably been like, $2,000. But like, it was a case of, I want to watch it with my dad. We both probably would have to spend an absolute fortune if we were both to go. I could probably only get one ticket if I absolutely could and have to pay double. And I haven't got the money, to be honest. I know people are taking out loans for it and everything, and I get that. I just think something like this, club football, I'll go to see Wednesday at Wembley.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's a bit different because actually Wednesday's not really mine and my dad's thing. My dad's not a Wednesday fan. My dad's not really into football as much as I am.
He's a tournament man.
But he's very much. So it's a case of like, since I was little, I'd rather watch it with my dad and have people around and have that memory there. I don't think I need to go and
not have to get
and
home
then lose at Wembley
drunk.
and you've still spent all that money. And yeah, exactly. Not try and get home from because I always, when I said that on the podcast last week about Hook Me Up, I thought it was on Saturday.
Yeah.
I didn't realise it. Sunday at 8 o'clock. I'm going to die.
To be fair, that was like a bit of a, yes, can you hook me up? But also, I'm a little bit taking piss.
No, it was a very much can you hook me?
Oh, was it?
Yeah, no, definitely. If I could have justified it on a Saturday, I'd be down there. If I could have got a ticket for me and my thing is, my dad probably wouldn't do very well in Wembley nowadays. But like, it's one of those where like I'd have probably found a way to do it.
Yeah.
But I just think it's a lot of money. COVID's still a thing, you know. I know you have to do tests and things like that. But
it's like when it comes to Wednesday games going forward, I only found out this week that I'm actually in the high vulnerable category. And I've not known during the entire pandemic until recently. I was like, oh, that would have been helpful like a year ago.
You don't leave your house anyway, you'd be fine.
No.
Right. Sheffield Wednesday podcast now.
Yep.
The accounts.
They're out. They're in. They're in, they're out.
They're in, they're out. We did an account down episode a while ago.
Yep.
I did a quick skim, put a tweet out about all of this.
I did a quick video about it, saying that we'd be in.
People, Wednesday fans on Twitter going, oh, why is every Wednesday fan become an account? And I was like, it's not really hard to read. You just look at the brackets for the losses and you can briefly skim it. But yeah, I did look at them all and I did break it all down. However, The Athletic have done an article on it.
Done a fantastic job, actually.
So, you know, like I did all my work and then they put it better than I did. So
he did all the work and then sent me a message saying, you still got The Athletic? Yep, here you go.
So I did do that. Is this Nancy?
I think it is, yeah. Yeah, because she's the Wednesday correspondent.
Double check it as I read it. So this is from The Athletic. This is basically, I'll give you a read. We've not, as we always say when we read a big article, we're not reading it all. Go check out the article. We want to give credit to where it's come from, but this is basically taking what I briefly skimmed from the accounts and going into detail after it's. That's the great thing about talking about a few days after we get to look at it.
It is Nancy Forstick and Matt Slater.
Right, cool. So, quote, Sheffield Wednesday made an operating loss of 24 million, struggled to slash their wage bill and pay 2.5 million to rent Hillsborough. The latest set of accounts for the 2019-20 season reveal. Standout figures from the accounts show that Wednesday's turnover was 20.8 million, while the wage bill was 33.5 million, heading into a summer that saw a number of high earners leave the club. Notably, the accounts, like those from the season before, 2018-19, contained a note of material of uncertainty from the auditors, which states that additional funding from owner Deshfon Chansiri will be required for the club to continue operating. Now, break out from that quote there. Obviously, Chansiri, it said in the accounts when we said it last time that he'd be bankrolling it. And I was very... Again. Yeah, and he's give the assurances like he did last time. So I've seen that in there. I actually highlighted that as a point when people were going, Chansiri doesn't want to fund the club. No, we are. This is why I was saying be careful what you wish for, because the last accounts worried me with how much
funded by Chansiri at the moment.
Exactly. So back into the article. This time around, it's worth noting that the accounting period has been adjusted to cover just 12 months, whereas the last accounts were originally published to cover a period of 14 months. They were looking to include the Hillsborough sale in that previous accounting period. So a drop in figures such as revenue was to be expected in the latest set of figures. So even though turnover fell from 22.7 million in 1819 to 20.8 million in 1920, that should not be a huge surprise considering the impact of a shorter accounting period and playing 5 matches behind closed doors. That turnover in 1920 is split into 16.6 million for matchday revenue, down from 18.1 million, and 6.1 million from commercial revenue streams, down from 7.1 million. The wage bill...
Can I just say something here? One of the things Chansiri used to say that the way us like coming in as fans, that it doesn't actually show you how much money it is. That there shows you how much money fans put into the club and how much you need them. And I hope that could have made him a little bit more like, you know what, I do need to value the fan coming in. And not saying that he didn't, but when he says things like that, that is now a thing to go, look, it does help.
I'm a little bit worried because I said this and I looked at it and I don't know if my figures are exact here. As I said, I'm not an accountant. But the way I was looking at it, I was like, we could be down to lose about 6-7 mil in match day this year, you know, because this is for the year before. But all this season's been behind closed doors. We could be in match day and commercial. We could be down 6-7.
The only thing is, though, the commercial revenue stream will be up by a massive amount.
Why would you say that?
The iFollow streams.
Do they not come down as a match day substitute? It's things.
Well, that's the thing. It said the commercial revenue stream, so I'm wondering if that's going to get put in.
No. It doesn't mean it doesn't mean streams as in I know
it doesn't mean in stream. I mean in commercial stuff. But what I'm saying is, it might be a little bit up because people have been paying towards.
I thought commercial revenue streams were stuff like sponsorships and things like that. Commercial.
Yeah, but that's always going to be down due to Chancery.
Yeah, but no. What I was gonna say is that I think we're going to be in for a shock that when we're in League One and its accounts, it's going to be like, oh, we've lost quite a bit of money. Anyway, back into the article. The wage bill also fell from 36.4 million to 33.5 million between the two accounting periods, which makes sense given the short accounting period. A few big earners, including Stephen Fletcher, Alman Abdi, and Gary Hooper, were released from the squad after the end of the accounting period. Yep. So in next year's figures, we should see a drop in the wage bill again. We definitely should. A lot of people were saying, actually, like, how did we not drop more when we got rid of Fletcher and stuff like that? That will not be reflected in these accounts. No. We got rid of 40k a week Fletcher, probably the similar for Abdi.
Imagine what it's going to be on the next lot.
Yeah.
Because that is going to be a huge amount dropped.
Yeah. So next year is going to be a lot because we were trying to recover. That wage bill's going to have gone again. And then if you look at the ones that we'll be getting like this time in 2 years, probably 2 years. For this season, like you'll see this summer, the wage bill will be a League One wage bill. So hopefully it does look like it's on the right scale of decline.
Yes.
When it comes to rent in Hillsborough, it cost the club 2.5 million compared to 200 grand in 18-19, and Chancery is paying for the stadium in instalments of 7.5 million over 8 years.
But that also goes to kill a lot of people thinking that he got no money. He got money. He does have money, or they wouldn't have given him the thing for it.
We're renting our stadium.
Kind of sad.
The broader picture is that Wednesday's losses are fairly normal compared to the rest of the championship for 2019-20. That's the big thing, right?
Yeah.
Where average losses were about 25 million. Understanding how the latest accounts compared to the rest of Chancery's tenure as owner is also helpful to see how Wednesday compare against themselves. We already talked about Chancery's other endeavours and previous podcasts. So there are a few other interesting details, including approximately 6 million for the income courtesy of striker Lucas Zhao sale to fellow championship side Reading in the summer of 2019. We talked about that at the time as well.
Also, Reading, please sell him because we'll get a bit of money back.
Yeah,
and it sounds like you actually do need to sell some players, so get working.
Yeah, definitely. And an income of £889,000 from the government furlough scheme when non-playing staff were placed on it when COVID-19 first hit 16 months ago. So you can imagine that we've got quite a bit of furlough money coming in the next lot of accounts too. And something that will be music to every Wednesday fan's ears, championship rules and spending do not apply now they're in League One, where the rules are different. We'll talk about what the rules are for League One in a different podcast.
We didn't actually put the accounts in late. This is the earliest we've ever put them in. It's just the EFL went, well, you're not taking that attention, when everyone else in the country did. Because they're not meant to actually technically be out until the end of this month. But we needed it in to get the
embargo
lifted.
Yeah. So, Kieran Maguire was tweeting about, he basically said that Sheffield Wednesday looked like being well in the profit and sustainability loss limit of 39 million after pushing their accounts yesterday. As you can see, it's 39 million. Yep. We made a total 2018, this is the important thing, 2018, 2019, 2020, 31 million. Chancery did it. Right, selling the stadium did it because we got that boost in the 2019 accounts.
Not allowed to do that now, though, either. voted to wrap that now, haven't you?
Well, we did it.
Yeah,
we did it. And it's so 31.5 million over those 3 years. We're in the parameters, and as you can see, we're now coming down and we're resetting again.
Yeah.
So it's not looking as bad as it could do. As long as Chansiri can keep the cash flowing, we should be all right.
But you've noticed he's already starting to listen and learn a bit more. And it makes me wonder if the relationship with Darren Moore and Chansiri is as close as what's been said. Because the things that are happening now that we wouldn't have seen a couple of years ago with some of the managers that came in, he's actually listening. So, as much as people want Chansiri out, all this lot, he's here. And I know we're in League One, and yes, a lot of it's down to players and overspending and trying to figure ways out, but he's still making accountability to go, right, I've messed up, how can I fix it? And I respect him more for that than just going, right, here you go, sell it to someone, it's your fault now.
And the accounts might not look great on first glance, but the way this sets up for the future, I'm quietly optimistic about us being able to bounce back from this now.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to see it go that way, even though we're not out of the woods yet.
No.
But Sheffield Wednesday have had their embargo lifted.
Good news, everybody!
It's not really been reported. It's people saying suggestively we should.
Do you know why it's not been reported? Because they did it before the England game.
Yeah, I know, but like even the local journalists have not put a piece out on it yet.
Well, this is the thing. BBC, I think BBC did an article on it today, but it was more about Derby. But it says Sheffield Wednesday are now not on the naughty step.
Well, I got it from the Derby link as well because they were talking about Derby are on the embargo list again. So I went onto the EFL website, looked at the embargoes. Derby have got a crap ton next to their name that they've done.
The big one is the HMRC for them.
Yeah.
And that's something we've actually not been hit with, which is good.
Reading are on there as well. Reading have broken profit and sustainability.
There's two, I think Fleetwood are on there in League One and Swindon Town. God knows what's going on.
But when you hit the League One tab, the nice thing is Sheffield Wednesday aren't there.
Not on it, yeah.
So
we can go sign some players.
Yeah, but cautiously.
Yes.
Cautiously. But what do you think this means? Obviously, apart from the embargo getting lifted, we can sign players.
I think this means that some of the rumours that have been going around for certain players who we're linked with or certain players who we don't know we're linked with but we might be getting, I think there's been deals that have been signed off, ready to go, that you can't do it yet until they got the embargo lifted. I'm expecting Friday, Saturday and maybe Monday, Tuesday to be very busy Wednesday-wise. We're saying we signed this person, we signed this person. I just got a feeling that they might do another, right, we're going to carpet bomb you all on one day, like they did the following weekend. It means Dan Moore can start planning stuff. He can start putting some of the ideas he wants in place. And it also means we're not massively upset the EFL now. We're now not on the naughty corner. We can start trying to be friends again.
Yeah, I think it's a great step forward. There is a chance that I hope they give it a rest now, the EFL.
Yeah.
Right? I hope they give it a rest and just let us get on with it. But there was talks about them wanting to have a pop at us for paying our players. However, they could have put us on that embargo list and slapped us for not paying our players. But I think because we got our house in order, we paid all our players, we submitted the accounts.
I think we were very clever because we didn't not pay them. We paid them just half of what they were getting. So technically we weren't not paying them. You know, because at one point it was like, you're only getting $7,000.
Yeah.
At the first bit. So I think because There
was a time where we didn't pay them, though.
Oh, God, yeah.
That's why I'm saying there was a couple of times where we didn't pay them, which is a thing that I thought they were going to slap us on the wrist for and go, no, you're still in embargo because you've done this, or you're getting a points deduction, or you're doing this. They could have done that, right?
Oh, yeah,
they were well in their rights to do that. But I think because we got everything in order, we paid the players, we set up.
And
please, for the love of God, let us have a clean slate now.
And I think I think it's this week, all players that are left will be paid up as well.
They're already paid.
No, I think it was going to be the end of this week when they're all finally paid.
Did it?
Some were saying that they're already paid, and some were saying that it was the end of.
I was mainly saying that they've already been paid, but yeah, either way,
it means Chansiri's not going to go to more clean cut. with Kieran Westwood going, pay me my money.
I think that was the thing, though. I think that's the reason we're not on that embargo list, because we've submitted the accounts and we've paid the other players. Because it's not just the players that are here.
Right things.
It's the players that are still that have gone, Jake. That I think us paying has. Yeah, and I think because we've done that, that's why we've got the embargo lifted. But yeah, it'd be nice to see us not just be able to sign like frees and that. We are still gonna just sign frees and that.
Oh yeah, and trial lift and loanees and stuff.
Apart from John bloody Bostock, obviously.
Yeah,
because he'll come in and we'll pay for him. For some reason.
Sheffield Wednesday, can you do me a favour? Can you have that like the whole, we're not going to let you know how much we paid because he may have a little meltdown.
Please undisclose the fee.
Yes.
For your sake. Right? When that happens, undisclose the fee. I'm not saying he's like a bad player or anything, but come on. We talk about all these frees every week and we're going to pay for Bostock? I mean, I'll get behind him in a Wednesday shirt, but come on. Really?
That's what it is. It'll be fun.
Well, we had a match this week, didn't we, Jake?
Yep, we did.
Did you watch this match?
I saw bits of it. I saw bits of it. It didn't look great at times.
Boring. It was a good run in the legs. No, we played our kids and they put... Right, I'm just saying, Celtic... Why did you put 2 past your own scouting pool in the second half? Because we basically put all our academy out and they're basically just being mean to their academy. We put their academy on the field. I have
noticed that a lot of Celtic fans have been going in and there's been a lot of back and forth on Twitter.
It's been a bit weird.
Yeah.
Because like most of, I guess it's not, it's been most of my interactions have been on YouTube with Celtic fans. There's been the occasional one, but I've noticed on over Twitter, like, trying to call us Tim Pot, all of it. I'm like... Yeah. And I'm only saying this, right, because you're making yourselves look bad, because when we played Rangers, it was the complete opposite.
But maybe that's the thing, maybe because there's only a little bit of a love-like kind of thing with Rangers. Even though I did like Josh Windad going, well done, Celtic, put something, and Celtic, oh, look, he skinned him. He said, mate, the ball went out of play.
I just found it a bit weird. It's a pre-season. It's a pre-season.
It's a game to get your fitness up. It doesn't really matter what the result is.
And neither of us played our best sides,
no.
And they acted like they played all their kids. They played at least 7 that are going to feature in their first team. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I will say something. It did show me one thing. Get a goalkeeper in.
For God's sake, I've been saying it for
Please.
A year.
I like Dawson and Wildfifth. I really can't talk. This is not going to help my situation.
No.
But
that's just Cameron. How can you not say the word name Cameron? Or Joe.
For some reason, another name came to my head.
Joe.
I know. But they're not. Dawson's the only one I can see who could maybe be decent in League One, but I still won't be comfortable. Whoever comes in.
No, because Dawson got beaten too easily for the last goal for me.
Yeah, true.
So he was still showing signs of it. I'm not happy. We need a goalkeeper.
We need goalkeepers. Maybe 2. Well, I'll put this out here. There is a rumour, and you know this one, and I've been told I can say this one.
Can we talk about this now?
I can talk about this one, yes. So, a rumour is going around that I've heard in corridors. Lee Grant possibly coming back.
Oh, not that one, but I thought it was the other one we spoke about ages ago that we've not talked about and we're still not talking about.
No,
carry on.
Still not doing.
Carry on.
Lee Grant is apparently being talked about as coming in. Now, I know a lot of people going to go, he's 38 and he's been here before and he's not even playing at me. I think he's had 2 appearances for Man United, but he got the experience we need. That's the one thing we don't have. And I can see everyone going meltdown if he came in. I loved
Lee Grant when he was a Wednesday player, but he is now 38.
Yeah. It doesn't make sense, especially if he apparently wants to do a coaching role next year.
But if Grant came in, he'd bring that experience.
Exactly.
And he'd bring that command. The one thing that Grant was great at was commanding his back line.
Yeah.
And getting that defence in order. Yeah. It's League One. You can kind of get away with that, and goalkeepers can go for a while. I just worry that he's not played football for 3 years. Because he's been at Manchester United and just sat there.
But then again, he's now going to be 4th choice
But he has gone. This is the thing, right? And people might be overlooking this. If the links are correct, Lee Grant has been training with sweepers.
Yes.
So
That
we
makes
might
sense
see
in how
him.
more players.
That's what I'm thinking. So we might have seen that, like, yes, obviously he's 38. He's not actually played for them, but he's been training with Henderson. He's been training with De Gea. You know, he's been training with a team that play out from the back. We've never had a goalkeeper that is trained as a sweeper. So when obviously you bring these two lads in that have gone the traditional way of goalkeeping routes, they're probably not going to adapt to being sweepers so often. But even though Lee Grant hasn't played, he's been
I also
training
have
as a
the funny
sweeper.
feeling that's why we got Batho in. Brazilian had played a sweeper keeper style in goalkeeping coach.
Well,
the thing is, before everyone go, oh, that's not true. It's just something I've heard. It's speculation. Calm down.
Yeah, I don't know
if
where
it comes on
from, but it'd be nice if it would be nice if it came off actually, because for me at the minute, especially after the Celtic game, is there any goalkeeper that's got any experience that can command a back line?
Careful what you say there, because we might get inundated. I played in Sunday League and I want the game.
You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Right.
I would have taken Scott Carson as well. That kind of thing.
I just think we need experience.
Yeah.
You know, that's why we were talking about the other goalkeepers and that. It would be amazing, even though I think we've missed out on him. I don't know if he's gone yet, but it would have been amazing to bring in Grant and Griffiths.
Well, Griffiths had just signed a new deal.
Yeah, but he could go on loan.
I haven't seen him gone anywhere yet. Yeah, but I'm wondering if they're going to embed him this season. A bit playing.
Hang on, what?
What?
That can't be correct.
What?
Well, why they were... Oh, it's weird. I thought for some reason it said Josh Griffiths was linked with Spurs.
Spurs?
But it's not. He's not, apparently. I don't know why the article said that in the actual preview and then didn't. Yeah, there's loads of players that want to... There's loads of places that want to loan him still. There's not an update. He's not moved. But him signing a new deal might mean that he is going to go out on loan. So we'll have to keep an eye on Griffiths. But Griffiths and Grant would have been great.
Yeah, very much so.
Because you got experience, and then you got a younger keeper, and then it's only a temporary fix, isn't it? But
yeah,
see what happens. Right, I'm cooling down.
What's going to happen?
True, because that's not that goalkeeper one's not going to be a breakout. But I am going to cool myself down before this next one, because I'll need to, because we've been inundated.
Oh, here we
with
go.
This next one. Right. So there was a move for a Sheffield Wednesday player recently. And our old videos on the Sheffield Wednesday player just started to go absolutely mental, right? So our academy, also known as Celtic's Academy, have poached another one, and they've taken Irigini. And we've been
asked, wearing that next season.
Is that the new kit?
No, this is an old one, but they'll be wearing that next season. Wait, you can imagine what they called in my household.
Yeah.
Hasn't turned up yet, by the way, and when it does, I'll put it up.
Wonderful. But I
am in so much trouble.
Yeah, he's done something very interesting for a Celtic fan. We'll see what happens. But we've been asked so much from the Celtic fans about Irigini, right? We want to say for a Wednesday's perspective here, he's gone. Yep. Obviously, we've not actually mentioned it. We knew he was going. We thought last week he was going to Leeds because he was linked with Leeds.
He didn't go that way. He just went past them.
I will say, I did hear that Darren Moore couldn't change his mind, as in he'd already made his mind up when Darren Moore walked through the door. So when it was talked about him like, oh, he still thinks he might stay here, Darren Moore might be saving face a little bit there, because we'd actually heard that at the time that he was still weighing up his options.
Yeah.
From a fairly reliable source there. So he might have been, but I don't think Darren Moore could convince him. I think Celtic came in with a 4-year deal, right? So
what is he, 21? Was he?
Yeah, I think he's young. He's 2021, something like that.
4 years playing at Celtic. If you do well, you're going to get spotted in Champions League. It's a no-brainer for me, for both of them, to be fair. I get it sucks.
Champions
Don't get me wrong.
Champions League.
Hey, they've got qualifiers.
Yeah, Champions League qualifiers. Then again, you never know. You never know. Europa League, probably. So, well,
you were making friends with the Celtic fans.
I know. It's only banter. Come on. Some of you were arses to us about like, oh, he's come to us. Yeah, gone to a proper club. So
to be
like,
fair,
I've got to have a little bit.
But
right?
didn't we do it for a period of time? We just picked the Watford players.
Yeah, but Watford were in the Prem, Jake. We're in League One.
Yeah, true.
Right. This is a case of our academy pro. We only got 150k for Irigidi.
That.
150k. Right. Liam Shaw, I didn't give a crap about, right? I was annoyed at the situation because he went and he did it so far in advance. I was very frustrated at the time.
Yep.
Irigidi, I will say, I'm not bitter about it because there's no point in being bitter about it. But I was disappointed that we lost Irigidi because I've been saying it for months. We should keep him because he's got the potential. And in League One, I think he'd get game time. Right?
Can I just say something, though? If they pull like a Van Dijk where they sell him on and there's a massive sell-on fee, we are going to be sick to our sodding stomachs.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, because obviously he's gone. We ain't got a sell-on on him or anything. Nope. So we need to sort this out. But Celtic, the sort of player you're getting, he's a very accomplished at that age.
Already.
He showed it at the end of the season.
Yeah. He's back.
He's very good. He's a good defensive fullback, right? And he can play centre-back, and I think that he will thrive given the right circumstance. But I will say, if you let him rot in your academy, he's gone.
I don't think they will. I think you see what Celtic are doing. What Celtic do? They're rebooting. Whenever Celtic reboot, you see them go for like Championship, sometimes League One players, and then make them into world beaters, and then you hear them going for lots of money later. This is a typical Celtic rebuild where they're going for players who they may not have heard of, the fans, but they always get behind it because Celtic are very good at getting players who no one's heard of and making them world beaters. Like Gary Hooper, everyone did know who he was in England because he was at Scunthorpe, but he went to Celtic and just pushed on. Van Dijk. Another example.
I think if we'd have stayed up and we could have offered
probably
could have championship football, he'd have stayed.
Yeah.
But I think I will say I'm disappointed again with football loyalty there. I never say no loyalty in football, that sort of thing. But the fact he went, oh yeah, you gave me my first professional start, those memories sort of thing. I was
he did say, he did the thing that you didn't like about Rhodes. He said,
yeah, no, he did. He did do that. But part of me was like, right, mate, but you didn't give us anything back. Right? Do you know what I mean? Rose didn't say anything. I was equally as angry with that because Rhodes took a lot of money.
Think of how Wimbledon feel. He was in there. He was at Wimbledon, and Wimbledon.
Yeah, they released him though.
Yeah, they released him, but they look at what they've missed out on the player he's become.
Yeah, but they released him. We didn't release him.
I know.
We offered him a new contract. This is completely different.
And he said no.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Wimbledon. That's irrelevant because they released him. We've just released a player that. From our academy that's now got a trial with Chelsea, that sort of thing. It's what happens, you know. It happens in terms of releasing players, but I think he'll be good for Celtic if they don't let him rot in the academy because I think that will stunt it. I know you said that, but I've spoke to some Celtic fans and they say they do that with their younger players, and they're worried. They were worried under Lennon, admittedly. They were worried about him not getting a chance. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
It'll be interesting to see what happens with him.
But I think they could definitely have a player if they give him the game time now and give him the proper chances.
I will say something. In that Celtic game, Hutch and Borna gave Shaw a nice hello.
Yeah, they did. They did definitely make sure he knew that they were there, didn't he? A couple of times. No, I think it just says the situation we're in. You know, we've just been relegated to League One.
Yeah.
The SPL is about the same standard as League One, in my opinion, but Celtic are above it. Celtic and Rangers are above it. You know, top end League One sort of thing. The Championship, and I'm not trying to be a English football elitist there. I'm just saying it's because the Championship's got so much more money in it now. It's much more of a level playing field when you look at the top half.
It'll be interesting. I will watch both their careers and hope they have good careers to them. And it's just gutting that it's like what Darren Moore said. If I came in earlier and before I got COVID and everything, if he came in when we got Pulis, they don't leave for next to nothing. He gets on the door and goes, you sign it, we want to keep them, sign a new contract, we get to pay for them. And Darren Moore said, while I'm at that club, that will never happen again, hopefully. He's basically said, this shouldn't be happening.
He's coming in and he wants to lock it down, and I get it. So
Yeah.
So if a Celtic fan was to ask you what you thought of Iragidi, what would you say?
Strong, pacey, very good footballing brain at a very young age, and you're going to probably get the best of him if you play him.
Yeah. I think Shaw, I don't think Shaw lit himself on fire very well with the, he didn't shine himself in the best light in the last 6 months. His form was awful. He looked like he wasn't ready to play for a League One side.
But Iragidi, he's already checked out.
But Iragidi, but even then, like, it's still your boyhood club, and you're not performing when you're trying to keep him up. He should have just gone. But Iragidi, he even if he had made his mind up that he was going to go, he still played amazingly well at the end. But Celtic, now I'm going to ask any Celtic scouts to stop watching this podcast and sod off before I start praising our other players, because you can't have them all. They keep taking them, and I do think we're going to stop seeing it under Darren Moore.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me if Moore got some of the scouting lot to watch some of their players go, we'll do one on you.
Yeah, to be fair, though, I will say that, like, the majority, even though we said we had a few idiots that come in, the majority of Celtic fans have just been great since the Shaw rumours. We had a couple of actually the bigger Celtic channels asking us to come on. We couldn't work out the logistics straight away.
And to be fair, on my video that I did about Iragidi going and stuff like that, one of the comments, you really did it to yourself, where you said, I hope they go under. It's like, yeah, that's not going to go well with Celtic fans, especially in the position we're in. And somebody even turned around and said, there's more chances of going under than Celtic.
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's irrelevant.
Yeah.
But like, I was just going to say, we worked out, we couldn't work out some weekend logistics, because straight away they searched us, they found us, and they were like, hey, you're talking about Iragidi, you know that player, come on.
It literally went, this video flatlined.
Yeah, I got like 3 Celtic channels go, hey, do you want to come on and talk about it? And I was like, I am literally away all weekend. I can't. Sorry. But so a couple of them went elsewhere, but I know a lot of Celtic fans did want our take on it, because they've been watching the videos and they've been very great. Appreciate a lot of them. So welcome to the Talking Wednesday family. Yeah. Stop stealing our players. I'm very warm. I'm going to say that a lot this podcast.
Are you okay?
I might need to move. No, I'm not. I'm genuinely not. I'm
Have you got another drink?
No, I'm sweating buckets. We'll power through. It's just horrific. Like, how is it this warm? It's 8:05.
Yeah,
8:05.
It's still 19 degrees.
Right, let me tell you what it is in this room. Oh, God. Oh, God. Yeah, my room is currently 24 degrees. Still. That'll be why I'm doing this. Okay, So, quick update. Older players. I'm not gonna be one of those who goes, hey, do you want some clicks from where these players have gone now? Let's click and tell you where these Wednesday players have gone, even though you don't care because it's in the past. Adebayo's on trial with QPR. Nuiu's gone to SC Rheindorf Altac. I broke that.
You did, and everyone got on top of it.
Did. Yeah, I broke that before any local journalist on Twitter. And I was like,
It was literally after the podcast, if I remember correctly. We were literally talking on the podcast. He went, oh, he's gone. Oh.
Yeah.
The only nice, I think you might be able to use
only because I was searching him to see if he'd come back, and then all of a sudden I'd noticed that his name had released a press release, and it was their club announcing they signed him. So
good luck to him.
Good luck to them both. Adebayo's had some bad injuries, but from what I've seen of him, he's like a decent guy.
He's the fittest I've ever seen him look. What have they got over in Cyprus?
He's very skinny, isn't he?
Yeah,
very skinny. He's come up tanned. He looks like he's modelling.
He's gone back to looking like a mafia don.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Trialists spotted in Wales. Like Celtic had all the Macron players out, we had a lot of trialists on our team sheet. So, not Macron, sorry, Magners, because they were sponsored by Magners. And where the player usually is, it just all said Magners. I've messed that up chronically. But trialists spotted in Wales. The Examiner say Sheffield Wednesday have taken former Chelsea defender Renady I'm doing a Jake! I should have read this first. Masampu. Yeah, Masampu. I don't know why I thought there was extra vowels in that. There's not. Masampu. It has emerged. Masampu has been spotted being put through his paces with the rest of the Owls squad as part of their 10-day pre-season training camp in Wales. So, what do we know about Masampu? The London
Take a drink if you're playing the drinking game.
London Board defender joined the Blues as a teenager following a successful trial from the Mets police youth team. But he can play a left back or a left midfield. He departed Chelsea in 2019 after failing to make a senior appearance for the Premier League heavyweights. To been out of the game that long.
He's gonna be in the under 21s, under 23s if he does sign it. Going one for the future.
Is it because it's a left back?
I think that's where everyone's gone. Oh, is he gonna come in because he is a left back? Yeah,
we need a left back. Actually, no. Liam Palmer is actually
Palmer.
What a baller!
Yes!
I know. What a baller that man has become. Right?
It's like Darren Moore just come into the frame and gone, what can you do? Show me. And he's gone, this. Well, can you do this a bit better?
I'm worried we're gonna lose him as well. It'd be typical Wednesday, wouldn't it? I think though Liam Palmer's got loyalty for this club. Yeah. Well, obviously he has. He's a Wednesday fan. Liam Palmer is a Wednesday fan.
He's a Wednesday. Right? He was there in 2005 when we went to Cardiff.
And I don't think even if he knows that he's become a baller, which he has. I'm sorry. There's still people. I can tell people don't watch Wednesday at the minute. It's the usual Twitter crowd that are like, "Oh, I pay my money, dear. Right? I pay my money. I have to watch Palmer." I'm like, right? Have you seen Palmer?
Come on, leaps and bounds. He really has.
He has. He's been so good the end of this season, and he's looking like he's carrying it into pre-season.
And the thing is, if you look at what Palmer's doing off the field, he's setting for retirement because he's got his Palmer Academy, which is a football coaching thing, which he does. And you can tell this is a player that's already ready to looking to make that move because he knows his career's up. So it wouldn't surprise me if he suddenly had it like, right, we're not going to renew your contract at the end of this season or whatever, he could actually turn and say, right, you know what, I'll retire then. I've got this going. I think he's got a clothing line that he's involved with and something else. He's got other things outside of football that he's already trying to do. He already looks like a player that's ready to, when they say, right, we're not going to give you a new contract this season, right, I've got other things outside of football, I'll retire. I don't feel that way.
No, I get that. I've put this on. I've put a headband on for the audio listeners purely to stop me perspiring everywhere. I'm really sorry, right? I don't understand why it's this hot. I know I've got lights on me, but it's not you. We've recorded on hot days, and for some reason, I'm having a hot flush.
It's the sunshine and the humidity.
I have no idea what you just said, so I hope it was good, by the way,
good.
because I took my headset off so I couldn't hear you. But yes, we've also got a player booked in for a medical on Friday, apparently, according to Alan Nixon on Twitter, as in yesterday when you're watching this podcast. Yeah. Sheffield Wednesday are hoping to make a breakthrough in the transfer window later this week. This is from the 72. Darren Moore's side, he get to make a... Yeah, we know this. Literally, have you just taken a tweet and made an article? I mean, we do that with videos. But still... So
no, I didn't realise I put that last bit in.
No, I'm talking about the 72. They've literally taken a tweet and made an article, and the one relevant line is the Owls currently have former...
Yep.
No! That's the other player. So, literally, this article is Wednesday have got a player for a medical. It doesn't say which player.
Yep.
Is it Adeniran? Because I've heard rumours that it's Adeniran.
Yeah. And if it is him, he's a bloody good player.
I know very little.
I spoke to some people who are Everton fans and said they would have liked him to stay a little bit and develop, but it's that one thing. He's one of those players that needed to move on, like we had it with Matt Penny. Needed to move on and stuff. And at the end of the day, someone said to me that he was a Rover fan, and he said,
Donny Rovers.
Yeah, Donny Rover fan. And he said, I watch your videos, mate, and I love watching them, but with the kind of player Darren Moore brings in, well, you're going to struggle with some names. I'm like, thanks for that. That's really helpful.
If we do merch, we definitely have a Punk Can't Speak.
Oh, yeah.
We should have a face mask that says Punk Can't Speak. We've missed out. We've missed out on the marketing
yeah.
opportunity. We're coming out. Everybody's going to be like lobbing their masks and spreading their germs on everybody again because for some reason freedom means you can get in people's personal space again.
I was just reading that.
I'm not going down that one.
I was just reading that article, player booked into medical. I was like halfway through, my brain went, I didn't put the hyperlink in for the article. I was like, oh yeah, I did.
You did. That's how I saw
My
it.
brain
Right.
melted.
Okay. So another one for Wednesday. Sheffield Wednesday are to look at Arsenal's Talaji Bola. Sheffield Wednesday are to look at. This is to look at. Did you write this? No, is this from the Star?
Is it from the Star?
Have you pasted this from the Star? And Sheffield Wednesday is to look at left back Talaji Bola. He was on loan at Rochdale.
I have not...
You've wrote this. Come on.
I have not wrote this.
Well, you've written this, if we're being grammatically correct. Are you serious?
I'm pretty sure I didn't write that.
Right. We'll leave the jury out because I'm not slandering anybody who's writing here, but
if I did, it does look like my writing. But
it does.
At the same time,
there's no way they put Rochdale. That's you, Jake. That's got to be you. Right. Anyway, the Star previously reported that the former. Why does everybody every article refer to Masampu? For Christ's sake, Jake, I'm never letting you do the articles again.
Okay,
it remains to be.
I'll leave.
They're still talking about Masampu.
Yep.
Right, so sod that whole article off. Talaji Bola.
We are partly
That's the
looking
actual
at
player.
Talaji Bola.
Is this from the Star, or is this just literally another article we're looking at a player?
Says,
Here, let's talk about Masampu again.
It actually does say. It does. Arsenal Wednesday considering move for Arsenal youngster, and the first line is the Star previous reported that Chelsea defender Masampu.
That's the thing. That's the whole bloody article goes on to talk about Masampu. Masampu, whatever his name is. Anyway,
Talaji. No, hang on. Bola 22 spent in Rochdale. Right, it's further down.
Right, okay. Can you tell we're prepared? Can you tell we've not
just... go past all the adverts.
Can you tell we've been watching a lot of football recently and our brains are not fully with it yet? Bear with us, please. It's coming home.
Yeah.
Yes, it does. You could have actually put that in the document, Jake. That'd have been great. Bola,
my initiative and it failed. I'm sorry.
Bola 22 spent a spell in League One with Rochdale in 2021, playing 11 league games for the side before returning to the Arsenal under 23s, and may well be open to another stint to the third tier should the opportunity arrive. That's literally telling us very little. I'll tell you a little bit more about him then. So, yeah, he's 22. He's a left back. We need a left back.
Yep, we do.
He's made 11 senior appearances and they were at Rochdale. He's young.
Weren't we also looking at another Rochdale player who's just gone to Watford?
Well, if he's gone to Watford, it doesn't matter, does it?
No, he's on. Yeah, but he's gone to Watford, but apparently they want to loan him back out.
Should we see if Bola's got a FIFA card? Because I've got to do it for at least one player every season, every episode. He doesn't have one. He doesn't have a card.
Ooh.
Oh, he does. He's on So FIFA, though. He's 59. He's 59 rated.
Yeah, but you can train him, though.
Yeah. But 59 at 22 is not good for training. You want 59 to be at least like 16-year-olds on there. Potential of 68 overall. So his potential is less than Tom Lees's was on FIFA. So yeah, giving me great players for that career mode next season. Cheers for that.
The other player apparently we're looking at was Cowald Bar, right winger striker. He's overall 56, but he could potential 79, and that's the lad who's now at
excellent. People are going to be like, if they watch this podcast, they won't realise that we do it on purpose, saying the FIFA things. They go, "Oh my god, do you think players are based off stats on FIFA?" No, clearly not. We're just doing it for the vibe. Right. We're going to go into the community tab now. I did ask this very, very, very late because I'm so busy at the minute. We're moving the podcast record date around, which is why I'm thinking we're gonna start as of September. Let's move it to a Monday. Record on the Monday nights every Monday night, so everybody knows that they've got the whole weekend to get in their community topics, and then it comes out on the Tuesday night. I think that's a good way.
Could we have like at the end of August and a community special again to just see what the thing where we had it last time? As an idea.
Yeah, I was thinking of doing that. Now you've said that, everyone's going to do it again. But no,
I was thinking just see where we are and how we think we're all doing.
No, I was thinking of doing another one, but I need to work out the logistics of that. They're a big edit. However, August might be all right. August might be something we can do. I would like to bring the community tab in a little bit more. Also, don't forget we have got memberships, and I want to get the members involved a little bit more in the coming season. So let's go to the community now, and the first one is from, I asked this on Twitter as well, so this came from Twitter. Unique name 1720 says, which of the young talents who play in pre-season versus Celtic would you have as a regular in the 11? Now, none so much as the young talents, but I think Dewadu looks decent, didn't he?
Quick, wasn't he?
Yeah, it's trickery as well. I will not
turn around and do what I did with Wind. I said, he's got no pace. He got pace.
Yeah.
He is back.
I'm surprised Celtic haven't got the pens on the sideline and was like, we'll have him as well.
Well, that's what you don't know. Right. When he came off, he was like told to sign an autograph. Like, right, we've got a contract for next season. Brilliant.
Yeah,
walk away.
Sorted. Brilliant.
And he's only just come in as well.
I'd like to see more of him. Do I go to Alfreton on Tuesday?
He'd been on and R in this.
I have. I'm really busy on Tuesday, but I might just make it to Alfreton. But if I make it to Alfreton, I looked at the stadium and I was like, that could be a lot of drunk Wednesday fans.
And you're self-isolated.
Which is great. Obviously, it's great. But, yeah.
Actually, it's a lovely pitch. It's a lovely pitch, actually. I've seen their pitch. It's beautiful.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I might have missed out on tickets now, by the way, because Wednesday always fill up the tickets, and the fact that I've left it an hour. I've left it an hour or two.
I'd really like to see him come on a bit more, but until we've seen a bit more of the pre-season games, it's hard to say. Even though we have released our other pre-season games this season, I don't think we've done that in the pod.
Yeah, just so you know, you can if you want to see a bit more of him and you want to see yourself, it will be, I think it's £5 to watch it on stream as well. And I think that's from Alfreton's side, actually. The money's going to Alfreton. So it's worth it if you're not going to Alfreton to check it out, and we can probably see some more of those young players. But I think he was the only one that really stood out for me in the younger players, really, against Celtic. We weren't. I'm not enthused going into next season. Let's say that, I guess. Go on.
It's one of those things. It's too early to start saying who do you think it's. We've seen one game. I'd rather us said this after 2 games or 3 games kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Okay, I'll cut in here because I just said something that would get me so much abuse from a certain area of football Twitter. We've decided to cut it out just for this occasion because it's coming home. We're going
to blame it on the heat.
We're going to blame it on the heat. I was winding up a certain fan base who get very, very easily triggered because of their small team mentality. But
you know that
now you don't know what team it is. So,
yeah, but you know that game against West Brom. Can we turn around and say we'll take Josh with us home for us for keeper? Because we need a keeper.
Griffiths, yeah, that'd be decent.
We'll take Josh with us, and it could be that they're like, "Where's Josh? We haven't seen him for a couple of days." In back of more car.
All right, you're taking this to a dark place. More doesn't kidnap people.
No, he doesn't.
Jake, I'm losing. What are we saying, Jake?
It's the heat.
I think I'm having. I'm at the stage where no. I think I'm at the stage if we were in a desert, I'd be having a mirage. I'd be seeing. I'm probably very dehydrated right now. I've probably just sweat it all out in the past hour. I drank a lot of beer last night, and I don't think I rehydrated properly today. To be quite honest,
This is just titled the one where Jake and Dex melt.
Everything was a little bit heavier. I was moving a lot slower at work. I was just like, oh dear. This is
You sound like a football fan talking about someone on the pitch going, "He's rubbish."
This is the semi-final, though. This is where my worry is. We've got a final on Sunday. If you look like me, can you go to work for me, please? Because I think it's going to be rough.
If you see Dex on Monday and is about and stuff, he'll have his name and an address so he can post him back.
Monday mornings are so difficult as well.
You just realise what your study schedule is. Oh no!
I'm just Monday afternoons are all right at the minute, but Monday mornings are like, oh.
That's where you're going to feel it as well.
Well, usually I get up at 6. That's not happening. I'm getting up as literally as late as possible, and I might not go to sleep.
Shall we move on to the next topic?
No, what? This isn't a football podcast. This is just us talking about random crap and just annoying people that don't watch. To be honest, I think if you are watching the full length podcast, you've kind of signed up for this kind of crap now. Let's be honest. If you're the full watchers, we love and respect you. Thank you very much. Right. Listeners as well. Obviously, when I say watchers, I mean listeners. Sorry, I am very catered audio listeners to a YouTube audience because I'm used to. We've got a camera here for the YouTube audience, but I mean you in part of that. Jake's like, "Can you hurry up? I've got to do things. My kids got to go to bed."
It's not even that case. I just literally got a message from my sister going, "You okay?" I was like, "No, I'm very hot."
That'd be a weird response. Just like, actually, no, I'm quite warm and I'm melting, and somebody's shouting down a microphone at me because he is also melting. He's just talked about desert mirages on a podcast. Anyway, this one's from Davey J UK. What are your thoughts on the Papa John's Trophy? Do you think we should take it seriously and have a potential day out at Wembley, or do you think Darren Moore should use it to give some more of the fringe players a chance to play some competitive football?
For me, it's money. Cup competitions equal money, finances. Doesn't matter if it's the Papa John Trophy. They equal money. Does this not one equal money? Is this one just free pizza?
Pretty much.
Oh, Jesus.
Let me have a look at the prize monies. I remember it being an absolute tin pot trophy. Go and carry on. However, if they win it, I'm not saying that.
If it's not money, you're saying give fringe players a chance for some competitive football. Have you seen our squad? We don't have any fringe players.
Do you want to do the prize money for it? Right, because it's the EFL trophy, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's what it was called. So if you participate, you get 20 grand.
Right.
Each club gets 20 grand for being in it. Okay,
that was a month's wages last year.
Each a month's wages. You mean a week?
A week wages, yeah.
For one
player.
Maths,
you know this.
Each group stage match you get 5 grand.
Right.
Each group stage match you win, you get 10 grand.
Right.
So we're guaranteed to get 5 grand a match. Round of 32, you get 20 grand.
Right.
Round of 16, you get 40 grand.
Right.
Quarterfinals, you get 50 grand. Semi-finals, you get 50 grand. If you lose in the final, you get 50 grand. And if you win, you get 100 grand. There's not a lot of money in this cup.
Scrap everything I just said. To be fair,
because let's do a quick add up there. So how many is it? 3 group matches you only play each other once? I think you do.
I believe so,
yeah. So let's say you win all those. That's 50k for being in it and winning your group, winning all the matches. Then you add the 20 for getting through, so it's 70 and then you're at 110 for getting through to round of 16. It adds up. You're then on 160 for reaching the quarterfinals. You're then on you're on 210 for the semi-final, and then if you lose that, you get 200. So if you're the runner-up, you get 260 grand, and if you win it, you get 310.
To be fair, I'm not like poo-pooing this as a kind of, if we got to Wembley, it wouldn't be a great thing and won it, could be a trophy. But I would like to see us win a trophy, even if it is the Papa John's or Checker Trade Trophy or whatever else they got. The only problem is, there's no Papa John's near me, so I can't do any of the deals they do.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying about fringe player, but at the moment, it depends what
I
we're
think you
using
play the
as
fringe. I
players.
think you
got
play the
to.
fringe players in it. Because to be
With a
honest,
couple of
310k if we're aiming for League One again, it's a drop in the ocean. It'll help a little bit, but like, it's not a lot of money. It is. Whereas that's a lot of money for clubs lower down the chain.
Yeah,
but
we come across as footballing snobs, and we're really not. It is what it is.
No, I didn't mean it like that though. I didn't mean it like I wasn't saying that. I was just saying that like the clubs that could compete that really need the money that have come up from like the National League and that they could really do with that money that would solidify that they're the teams I want to go in. I want them to go in a run in the EFL Trophy and all that. You know,
it would be fun because we hadn't had a proper run in a trophy. In
I'd love a day out at Wembley. Yeah, I'd say go for it, but
as long as we have a day out at Wembley, and we don't
on the league. Yeah, I'd rather, to be honest, it'd be quite nice to get a final of that at Wembley and then go up automatically. Because sack off going to Wembley for the playoffs, I can't deal with it.
It'll be. It's going to be interesting because of the amount of games you've got. Because you've got Paint Checker, you've got Papa John's, you've got first round of the FA Cup, which we haven't done in ages. A lot of games. I think it's first round of the FA Cup, isn't it?
Hang on, did you just say Checker? I don't think it's the Checker Trade Trophy anymore. I think the Papa John's Trophy is the one, mate. It's the EFL Trophy.
Oh, my God. I'm tired. Long day.
Yeah, it's the EFL Trophy, mate.
Fair enough.
I was going to say they don't just
it's a long day.
They don't just bring in new. Oh, we got this one. You got this one. Is it still the milk cup? Is it still the milk cup as well, Jake? We've got to play the milk cup and the Johnston's paint. You said the paint trophy as well because it used to be the Johnston's paint trophy. Have you turned your camera off in disgust? He's just turned his camera off on my screen.
Have I?
Yeah, on Zoom.
Oh, I have.
He's having a mare. Yeah, so apparently we're playing 4 trophies, three of it.
And we won't win any of them.
No, yeah. No, there is a lot of there's a lot of matches. There's no international breaks. There's no international breaks anymore.
No.
Going to be interesting.
They were nice. A little bit.
I will say, I actually do want to say, Dexterity Watch won't be much of a thing next season. Sadly. But I am going to do Charlton.
Oh, yeah. So, we have got opening day, haven't we?
Yeah, and I'll try and do it when we're on Sky.
How are we doing the podcast that weekend? Are we doing it straight afterwards?
We'll figure it out. But
Christ, don't be this hot after that.
It's gonna be ridiculous. But I am gonna do the Charlton watch along just to sort of like wrap things up a little bit, and I'll try any matches that end up on TV over August. I'll try and stay and do them. But yeah, my weekends are going to get very busy going forward and stuff, and we're just gonna play it by ear. But I love doing the podcast. I love talking about it all. So let's just see what happens. Thanks very much for getting your community topics in there. There's something else I needed to talk about, Jake, and it's completely gone out of my mind.
Oh dear.
This is why I write things down. It's not
a bit of a lull. Was it important?
I think it was another topic. It was something that got brought up, and I can't remember it. So it can't be that important, can it? Hang on.
It wasn't about the kit and the white stripe.
We talked about the kit, didn't we? Or did we not?
I don't think we did. I think
we talked about it again. Yeah, we'll see what happens with Macron. I've got a feeling we're about a week away from hearing about it.
Yeah.
I get that sort of feeling from the way the club's going about it.
Let's see what price
Luke Reliap did send a community topic in and goes, how do you think we fared against Celtic? We already talked about that, and says, and will Windass get 30 or 40 goals for us this season? So not will he get this, will he get 30 or 40? Not will he actually manage to get like even 20? Will he get 30 or 40?
I could be happy to see him still at the club at the end of August.
Yeah, he's a player, and if Celtic could do come sniffing for him as well, it's 10 million.
Won't even happen he won't even touch it himself. He's played for Rangers.
Played for Rangers, yeah.
He's
true.
not stupid.
Also, nobody realised where my green screen was last week, and it upset me.
Yeah, I figured it out today.
I think I was a little bit too on the cuff. I don't get how with your knowledge of it, you didn't get it. Disgraceful.
It took me a while. I've had a really weird week.
So, I obviously We spoke about the podcast and Irigidi moved literally afterwards. Yeah. So I edited the podcast after he'd moved, but obviously we were already recorded. So behind me, I put up 2 scenic locations throughout the whole of that podcast. Nobody realised that I put myself in Glasgow.
Nope.
Nobody commented on it or anything, and I was like,
so let's see where he is this week, because I don't know.
I don't even know what I'm going to do yet. I don't even know. I might do something England related. We'll see what happens. Because I'm wearing a white shirt, I could blend into the background, actually.
Yeah, you made the right call on shirt today. We haven't had a halfway through going, oh no!
It's coming home. It's because it's coming home, sir. But anyway, thank you very much for joining us this week. Our brains are melting, and we appreciate you sticking around for us. And we've probably repeated things quite a bit in this podcast, but that's what you do. That's what you get doing. But this has been the 26th episode of the Talking Wednesday podcast. Anything last to finish on, Jake?
I need a drink, a shower, and somewhere cold.
Yep, indeed. This is the first day I've not had a drink in probably about a month since the tournament began, actually.
Oh, wow.
An actual alcoholic beverage. So, because football's been on every day, it's been like,
yeah, a beer.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah,
what are you drinking? A cup of tea? No, a beer.
No, I'm having a detox day. Let it all sweat out.
That's probably how you can get bladder at the weekend.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna do the same.
Fair enough. We'll see you next week. Probably normal time if we can be found. If we win this, I might not be here. I don't know where I'll be. We'll see what happens.
I'll be. See, we'll send out a cert party.
Thank you very much for watching this week's episode of Talkie Wednesday. We'll see you later.
See ya.